In December, a 70-year-old woman was shot and killed by a corrections officer at the Spokane County Jail. Today, for the first time, we are seeing video of that incident and what led up to the shooting.
Also today, the CDC releasing new mask guidelines. So we're breaking down the changes this will bring for people who are fully vaccinated.
And in weather, we're tracking sunshine on Wednesday and 70s for Thursday. Your forecast is next.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Whitney Ward.
Welcome, everyone. I'm Mark Hanrahan. New today, Coeur d'Alene is the hottest housing market in the country. That's according to an article just published today by the Wall Street Journal and Realtor.com. And get this, the median sales price in the Lake City region went up 47% just last year.
It's incredible. And Coeur d'Alene beat other cities like Austin, Texas or Billings, Montana. Tonight, KREM 2's Ian Smay spoke with a real estate agent in Coeur d'Alene for a little perspective on what has become an ultra-competitive housing market.
It's not hard to see why people are flocking to Coeur d'Alene. Between a plethora of new developments, numerous recreational opportunities, and the natural beauty of the area, it's an attractive place for a lot of potential home buyers. This is making it hard for some people to close on a house or a condo.
Coeur d'Alene has seen its fair share of construction lately, with more development to meet an ever-increasing demand for housing. The Wall Street Journal reported today that the median sales price in Coeur d'Alene has risen 47% in the last year.
This is a different market than I've ever experienced selling in. It's tougher now. We have buyers that come in and I'm not able to show them property for 4 days.
Realtors say that the pandemic has likely played a role in the booming market. With many businesses allowing employees to work remotely, people are moving from urban centers to places that are quieter, and Coeur d'Alene seems to be a prime location for just that.
And it's one of those places, we still have some room here. Like we still have, it's got a small town vibe and we have lots of room. It's getting smaller, but we still have, places that people can, have a little bit of breathing space.
Ron Bolwin is one of many locals feeling priced out.
It's an up and down emotional thing. It's like your hopes get up, and then you get tore down. It's like a couple of days later, and then okay, we didn't get that one, so we'll go on to the next one. And sometimes it's been 4 in a week. And
Bolwin is trying to buy a house in Coeur d'Alene right now, but he's struggling to compete as prices rise. A number of factors led to the skyrocketing housing market. Buyers are outpacing the number of available homes, and people are making cash offers above the value of the home.
Right now, when they put the house up for sale, they're putting it up at the price that the house is worth. They're not putting it lower, and then it's getting outbid, and it's just a big bidding war. Sometimes you have 16, 17 people on the same house.
It doesn't look like this will change anytime soon. Realtors say buyers are flocking from all parts of the country, including California, Arizona, and even Hawaii and Maine. All of this could lead to the look of North Idaho continuing to change.
I'm just waiting for Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene to connect here in a second now. So that's how much growth it's been. It's really amazing.
In Coeur d'Alene, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
Starting today, if you're fully vaccinated and you're outdoors, and not in a big crowd, you no longer need to wear a mask.
New today, officials say fully vaccinated Americans do not need to wear masks outdoors. The CDC has come up now with new guidelines. So here's what you can and cannot do. If you're fully vaccinated, you don't need to wear a mask if you're out on a walk or a run or a bike ride. And that's also at small outdoor gatherings or if you're dining at an outdoor restaurant. You will need to wear one, though, if you're ever in a crowded place.
If you are not vaccinated, the rules are a bit different. For example, you will need to wear a mask if at a small outdoor gathering with vaccinated and unvaccinated people. You'll also have to wear one dining outdoors and, of course, in crowded places. The CDC recommends masks still be worn even if you are fully vaccinated in crowded outdoor settings and venues such as packed stadiums or concerts. The CDC will continue to recommend this until widespread vaccination is achieved.
Although these vaccines are extremely effective, we know that the virus spreads very well indoors. Until more people are vaccinated, and while we still have more than 50,000 cases a day, mask use indoors will provide extra protection.
So masked, fully vaccinated people can safely attend worship services inside or go to an indoor restaurant or bar and participate in indoor exercise classes.
Again, as a reminder, the CDC defines fully vaccinated as 14 days after your second dose of either the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine or 14 days after the single dose J&J vaccine. Following the announcement, President Joe Biden encouraged all Americans to get vaccinated.
The bottom line is clear. If you're vaccinated, you can do more things more safely, both outdoors as well as indoors. So for those who haven't gotten their vaccination yet, especially if you're younger or think you don't need it, this is another great reason to go get vaccinated. Now.
The CDC issued updated guidance for youth camps planning to open this summer. The guidelines, which cover both day and overnight camps, stress the importance of wearing face masks, practicing social distancing, and staff getting vaccinated as soon as possible. The guidelines state camp activities should occur outside as much as possible and discourage playing close contact or indoor sports. When it comes to overnight camps, the CDC says unvaccinated campers and staff members should do a 2-week pre-arrival quarantine to reduce their exposure to COVID-19. The CDC says overnight camps should also ask everyone who isn't fully vaccinated to provide proof of a negative coronavirus test taken no more than 1 to 3 days before camp arrival.
We have new information tonight about an ongoing spike of COVID cases in Ferry County. This is after a protest event turned into a super spreader. 2.5 weeks ago, over the weekend of April 9th, 10th, and 11th, there was a mask COVID protest event. It was held at the Republic Eagles Club. So at that time, we know the county had just 5 active coronavirus cases. If we can come back here on camera, I want to show you these graphs here for a second. So today, there are now 80 cases as opposed to the 5 that were there earlier. So take a look. This is comparing to the state average, for example. We've been hovering right around this 200 to 230 cases for the average per 100,000 people. But now in Republic, it's over 1,000, which is about 4 to even 5 times higher than it was just about a month ago. So when you compare that to what we're seeing in Ferry County, it's incredibly high both at the state level as well as just a community level. So now we can take a look at that video here, because this is a county that has a total population of less than 8,000 people. It's actually gotten so bad there here in the last few weeks, it's impacting local businesses. The bank had to shut down early because they didn't have enough staff. The grocery store had limited capacity. Even local court cases are now starting to get delayed because so many people are homesick or in quarantine because of possible exposure. Hospitalizations are also on the rise, so much so that they're now having to send patients out of the area to find beds. Sometimes there isn't even enough room in Spokane or Wenatchee to take them in right away. And health experts say they fully expect the numbers to get worse before they get better.
Meantime, the Spokane Regional Health District reporting 67 new coronavirus cases today. That brings the total number of cases to 47,717 since the pandemic began. The total number of COVID-related deaths stands at 608 now, with 4 of those happening just last week. Right now, 77 COVID patients are hospitalized in Spokane County.
Well, the first time now we are seeing video from a shooting that happened last year where a corrections officer shot and killed a 70-year-old woman. It happened last December in the lobby of the Spokane County Jail.
Tonight we have obtained video of the incident, and we do want to warn you that video can be upsetting to watch. Our Casey Decker joins us now with what it shows. Casey?
Well, Mark Whitney, county officials had told us that the woman, Nancy King, was being asked to be let into the lobby, but it was closed due to COVID. She kept insisting she wanted to get in, so Sergeant Justin White arrived to speak with her. White said in his report that King came at him with a knife, and the video we obtained today seems to support that claim. We'll show you a part of it now. You can see here White and King talking at the door, and then it really all goes down really fast. King raises a knife, White backs up quickly and draws his gun. King walks towards White and he fires his gun. We're stopping the video at that point. King was pronounced dead not long afterwards, and then following her death, a number of local activists questioned why lethal force was needed against a small elderly woman with a history of mental health problems. Today, Spokane's NAACP president said after reviewing the video and the report, she doesn't want anyone to vilify White, but says different training might have helped prevent King's death.
This could, in my opinion, this certainly could have been de-escalated differently. And then, and it's unfortunate that, again, how do you say don't do what you were trained to do. You can't say that unless there is another means of training offered, which is really the point that I'd like to get at.
Now, there are also questions raised about how police handled King's mental health. Earlier on the day of her death, police believe she actually called in a pair of bomb threats. Then when officers arrived at the hotel she was at, they asked for a crisis responder from Frontier Behavioral Health. But one detective told investigators, quote, "We were told they were refusing to respond because they did not believe her threats were credible, given the multiple threats she'd made in the past and the fact that she was 70 years old and had no reasonable capability to carry out her threats." Now, those crisis responders are actually separate from SPD's own behavioral health unit. They're sort of an advanced team provided by Frontier. So SPD couldn't speak on this specific case, but the behavioral health sergeant told me, generally speaking, threats are called in frequently.
It's not uncommon for individuals to call 911 multiple times a day with certain threats or reports of harm. Not often do they carry out their said threats.
We also asked Frontier for comment late today, but we have not yet heard back from them. And we reached out to the county and a member of King's family. Neither had comment tonight. In the newsroom, Casey Decker, KREM 2 News.
All right, Casey, thank you very much. Well, today the Spokane Public School Board is looking for community members' feedback on changes to North Central High School's mascot. SPS hosting that public forum tonight at 6:30. During a meeting back in March, the board was discussing possible changes to the mascot, as well as all the accompanying symbols and signs. So the school has had this Indian as its mascot since the 1920s, but many people have said the imagery is offensive and inappropriate. Yesterday, I talked with a student at North Central who told us now is exactly the right time for a change.
I say that it makes it extremely difficult to validate my own identity when I'm constantly being shown images of what I should look like or how I should act. And it's really just this dehumanizing image that casts aside the struggles of Indigenous people today. Yes, I think a lot of people like to rely on this fact that, or on this idea that mascots honor Indigenous people. And I can tell you that I don't feel honored.
So again, that public forum is tonight from 6:30 to 8 o'clock. It's going to be held on Zoom, so it's very easy for you to participate. Just visit the SPS website to register or to give your public comment. You can also text the word forum to 509-448-2000 and we'll send you that link.
All right, it's time now to talk about the weather. Meteorologist Tom Sherrod joining us in the Outdoor Weather Center at this hour. And Tom, looking like a pretty nice evening out there tonight, right?
Oh my gosh, I'm going to call it a late afternoon still, can't I?
I think you can, because it doesn't get dark, as you mentioned yesterday, till going on 8 o'clock.
I know,
right?
I love that.
Perfect.
It's just fabulous. We get a little breezy out here, so hoping the glue on the toupee stays on. I'd never pay for hair for like this, ladies and gentlemen. This is God-given, and I don't know why he gave me so little of it. You take a look at the weather headlines. We're talking about sunshine across the area tomorrow, and then we'll look for increasing clouds for Thursday and Friday. Temperatures climbing into the 70s by the time we get later on this week. Right now, as you can see, we have a current temperature of 62 degrees, and it is on the breezy side, as I mentioned. We'll look for an overnight low of 39 tonight. Should be beautiful tomorrow. Sunshine with some clouds beginning to move in the afternoon hours. Look for a daytime high, as you can see, of 69 degrees, so pretty close to 70. And then for the weekend, we'll get back down into the 60s, because I think we're going to see 70s Thursday and Friday. We'll look for breezy weather, slight chance of showers on Saturday, mostly to partly cloudy skies, 68 expected on Saturday, and 65 degrees on Sunday. I'll have the rest of your 7-day forecast coming up in just a few minutes.